What up, everybody? This is your boy Nose215. Welcome to the YouTube channel Killer Kicks. I'm your boy Nose215, and today we are doing a top 5 New Balance of the year. Wow. First of all, let's give New Balance a clap. I'm not going to clap too loud because I don't want my audio to clip up. It's like almost like a gay clap, but yeah, man, they did an amazing job. Amazing job this year. Happy Monday. Hope everybody enjoyed their Christmas. If hope that you got everything that you wanted. If you wasn't fortunate to get anything, guess what? You got your health. You got your health, son, and that's all that matters. Okay? So as long as you got your health, that's all that matters. I promise you. Yeah, bro. So let's hop right into this. Definitely feel free to go on the comment section and write your own top 5, because it's not set in stone. And not only that, this is a very hard list. It's a very hard list. When you think about New Balance, there's so many things that came out this year that's like amazing. When you think about New Balance, it's not like Nike. Like Nike, you could say, oh, well, this, like the Off-White Dunks or the Unions. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why New Balance was mentioned at a meeting over at Nike. I'm just saying. Okay, there's a reason, son. Okay, so this is a very hard, and this is not set in stone. Okay, so the way that I'm doing this list is top 10. Okay, but my 5, I'm gonna do 5 honorable mentions and then my top 5s. Capiche? Okay, so let's start off with the honorable mentions. Number 5. Both of these silhouettes are alike, but very different. And for the life of me, I really don't understand why one of the silhouettes are not likable. And I'm talking about the 574s, Sneakers and Stuff, Nature, and the 571st, Salehi. Listen, that 574, I don't know why people don't like that model. Please explain to me in the comment section why people don't like the model. I honestly don't know why. Sneakers and Stuff, man, they did it. That colorway, you look at that colorway, that green, that hairish type of look that is very reminiscent to like the Skunks. That purple inliner, that shoe looks crazy. The yurts, you got the whistle in the back, very similar colors, so you got the whistle in the back, that same type of green, but I like what they did with the outsole, and I like how they have like that hint of burgundy, the same model but presented both different ways. Me personally, like I said, I like SNS a little bit more, but the yurts are definitely dope. I mean, listen, it shows you how there's certain things that you would have thought that the yurts, compared to the Crocs that just came out, you would have thought that the yurts would have been harder to get, but no, the yurts were easy to get and the Crocs was harder to get. So it's like kind of crazy. But yeah, so I got that at number 5. Number 4, 990 V3s Levi Denims. Holy smoke. Let me tell you something, bro. If you're a collector, then you need both colors. Okay? They're both dope. That blue is fire. That gray is dope. There's nothing about that shoe that is like, like both of those shoes are fire. Very well executed, very well put together. That shoe is dope. Very slept on, but amazing looking shoe. Number 3, 990 V4s Jounds, navy colorway. So here's the thing about this shoe, right? Everybody thought that the shoe was black, but there is some hints of navy in there. The reason why I have it in the honorable mention is because no matter how you slice it, it's still a plain looking shoe. I think if anybody wants a one color shoe, like an all black shoe, then you could easily just go on New Balance and just buy yourself an all black shoe. But I think that the thing about this shoe is that the shoe, you have one thought about it, and then when you see it in person, you're like, fuck, I'm happy that I got them. You understand what I mean? So, but it's not like a shoe that wows you. Like, I think that there's something about that shoe that could have been added, but I mean, I understand that that's the route that he wanted to go with. So, I think him and Kanye have like the same mind frame where they both say one color, but when you see it in person, it presents as another color. So, that's pretty. I like that. Okay, number two, 2002 are Bape, in particular the gray colorway. Um, in my opinion, dope shoe, wrong era. If that shoe would have came out at the height of Bape, and I'm not talking about the tall, like I'm not talking about like Nego, right? I'm talking about like that 2000, I would say, you know 2013, 2014, around there. I think that shoe would have popped off for sure that shoe would have popped off. um Both color. I mean, I like the gray one more. If you want to be an outlandish person, oh look, I got bait, then you wear like the black one. But I like how settled the gray one is, and I think that that's a shoe that should be mentioned, in my opinion. Um, and number one, 993 Amy Leon beef and broccoli. They call it the brown pair, but everybody knows it's the beef and broccoli. The thing about that shoe is, uh, you that shoe embodies everything that New York is. When you think about the beef and broccoli, it's that the beef and broccoli low cut Timberland was an essential. It's not something that you couldn't get or anything like that. It was an essential color. It went well with everything. And it looked dope with everything. You gotta think about the era of the beef and broccoli. The going out to the nightclub. You couldn't wear shoes. But if you got some nice brown and green low cut Tims with a nice button down shirt to complement, and guess what? You could go inside the nightclub. So it's like one of those things where you could very well wear it with, you could be on your hood shit, or you could be on your formal shit. You could be on your polo shit. Like, it was so diverse. So when you look at that colorway from that shoe, it embodies everything that boot embodied. You know what I'm saying? That there's different elements. There's a lot that you could do with that shoe. You know what I'm saying? And that colorway. So that colorway is a representation of that. It's the same way how like like today, like they announced a collaboration with Supreme and Timberland. I mean, listen, I'm from the Bronx. When I look at that Yankee symbol, I think of the Bronx. When I think of the Bronx, I think of Timberland. It's not that hard to like really put two and two together. So to the average person, they're like, ah man, that shit is so fucking stupid. To the person that understands past cultures, they understand where that is coming from. And they can only hope that some of these new kids will appreciate it. Maybe not now, maybe like later, but sometime, sometime in this era, it should get appreciated. So I think that was a dope shoe. I just, a lot of people dislike the color, but I just think that they don't understand the importance of that color. And the lookbook was phenomenal, by the way. Okay, so top five. This is the important list right now. Top five. Top five. This is 927, 928. Okay, so for anybody, fast forward to 927, son, if you want to hear the top five. All right. Okay, so here we go. Top five. At number five, I got the 990 V3 Joe Fresh outside clothes. Oh man, so this shoe was almost like very comical in the sense of the leading up to the actual date. So the leading up to the actual date, you have a lot of pictures that start leaking out. and that doesn't fit very well with Joe. And the funny thing that it doesn't sit well with Joe, in my opinion, is because I think that Joe has this mind that he wants to present the shoe a certain way, and the pictures that were being leaked out didn't match up to his expectation of how it should have been presented. But what the reality was is that was the shoe. Those leaked pictures were the actual shoes. That's it. And he wanted to make believe in people's mind that wasn't the shoe. Oh man, them dusty ass looking shoes. Trust me, man. The beige pop better. The green pop better. It was the same shoe. The difference was that the person that modeled and that leaked the shoe wasn't as savvy as some of the other people that really knows how to put shit together. Now, when you look at that shoe, the shoes have very great colors combined. Unthinkable colors when you think about a New Balance. Beige, powder blue, lime. Those colors go very well with that shoe. He did a very good job with that shoe. And dare I say this, I consider that his first collaboration. Because if anybody knows anything about that first shoe, if there's anybody that knows anything about that shoe, is that you could have easily went on NewBalance.com and went to MB1 and just made those shoes yourself. There's a reason why those colors got taken down from that website. It's because he made those color, and then boom, all of a sudden that's his shoe. And now those colors are not available to the public. You know, that wasn't it's hard for me to say like, yo, that was his first collab. No, that wasn't. That could have been anybody's first collab. Okay? This was his first collab. And this is just in my opinion. I don't take anything away from the guy. The guy is cool. I mean, you know, if I have one dislike from him, is that in his mind, nobody wore New Balances before him. I don't understand. Nobody in Chicago wore nobody in Chicago, no one wore New Balances before he stamped it. It's insane for somebody to have a mind like that. But, you know, he's from Chicago, you know, the home of Kanye. You know, there's something in that water over there that I don't understand. But, but you know, that's my only dislike about him. But besides that, you know, this shoe presented very well. And I definitely put it at number 5. Number 4, we have the 991 Stray Rat Browns. And I'm going to tell you something, I'm going to tell it to you now. Don't sleep on that shoe. Don't sleep on that shoe. Maybe not next year, but the following year, you're going to wish that you never slept on that shoe, bro. Trust me, bro. I look at this shoe like, look, hey, damn, dog. Yo, how you got the Jokers? I don't know. Maybe because the Jokers were fucking easy to get. When that shoe first came out, okay, the bots 8. Then sometime in December, Stray Rat just says, click the link on the bio. You click the link on the bio, both shoes right there, full size run. I was so lucky. So lucky. I got the gray, the green, and purple. Wow. How lucky was I to even get that shoe? And now that's a shoe that everybody wants. You know, because the New Balance is so purple and people get to look at past archives and they're like, yo, that color is ridiculous. And it wasn't. But now you have this model with 2 good colorways. So sleep if you want. I wouldn't sleep on that shoe at all. I'm telling you, buy now. Because you're going to regret it later on. Number 3. Speaking about shoes that was slept on. 992 Todd Snyder Duck Camo. Now, here's the thing about this shoe. You got to think about the release, right? It came out February, the first week of February, like February 8th. I don't know. Um, you're fresh off of, like, you're still in the beginning of the year stages. You don't know what's coming out. They come out with a shoe, all white, um, um, all white sole, but the camo. I mean, but that camo and that suede, and even that N logo is like that shoe is a very nice looking shoe. I think that people slept on it because one is the beginning of the year, two, um, it's a white sole. A lot of people don't gravitate towards white soles, but it's a good looking shoe. When you go on, and it's the shoe that a lot of people don't have. When you go on YouTube, there's not a lot of reviews. It was a shoe that the resale price at that point was very low, and now it's a shoe that creeped up on prices, and man, it's a good looking shoe. Like, it really is a good looking shoe. You could freak it so many different ways. You could put green laces, you could put white laces, you could put orange laces. Like, there's so many different elements, that there's so many different things that you could do to that shoe, and that shoe's gonna pop out. And there's a shoe that a lot of people don't have, and it's a dope looking shoe. Like, in my opinion, it's a dope looking shoe. Um, and if you slept on that shoe, shame on you. That shoe should be a lesson to what the Stray Rats could be. Because I just spoke about the Stray Rats, people sleeping on the Stray Rats, and people slept on that shoe, and now you try to buy that shoe, and that shoe is up there in price. Because people was able to look at that shoe and say, yo, that shoe might be a problem in a while. So yeah, that's a very nice, good looking shoe, and that's why I have it. It was like I was like kind of like wrestling with my mind, but that Todd Snyder started off, like was New Balance started off the year. If you kind of think about it, kind of strong. And like the rest just went just like straight. So number two, and I'm telling you, it was very hard putting at this shoe at number two. Only because of what the people was already saying. And this is the 990 V3 Bodega, Here to Stay. Wow. When that shoe came out, people were already calling that shoe of the year. And it's crazy for a shoe for when it came, like, it's, and this is coming from, people like in the group, like in the Facebook groups, like they were already calling the shoe like shoe of the year. And I kept on telling people, you should wait because you don't know what Ronnie is going to do. To me, I kind of thought that the Daytonas and some of those other shoes were going to come out. And what he decided to do was he did the Asics first. I don't know when those Ronnies are going to drop. I think it's going to be a surprise. I was kind of waiting to eat, like, before I even did this list, I was waiting patiently to see if that shoe was going to hit, and that shoe didn't come out. So it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, these bodegas, I could kind of see why people would have that shoe as the shoe of the year. When you look at the colors, those colors are just, I mean, you got olive, you got a gum bottom, you got hints of orange, that blue lace with the bodega in orange, or the olive lace with that bodega in that orange color. That shoe presents very well. The back of the shoe just looks timeless, right? It got the year, and here to stay. I mean, that shoe is just a very dope looking shoe. And I would see why people would say out the bat that that shoe was the shoe of the year. And that shoe was the competitor of the Joe Fresh. Cause you know, both of those shoes almost came out almost at the same time. And even with that, people were already adamant, like, yo, like that Bodega, that's like the shoe of the year. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very, you know, I was kind of like wrestling in my mind, but I just want y'all to stay with me, okay? I want you to stay with me. Number one, the shoe that I have as the number one shoe of 2021 is the 2002 R Protective Pack, especially the Rain Cloud colorway. Wow. I'm going to tell you why that shoe is the shoe of the year. At least for me, it is. Because it shows you that New Balance doesn't need anybody to collaborate with. New Balance have people in their own backyard that could collaborate with them that doesn't have a big name, just people who's on a payroll that could just be like, yo, I'm surprised nobody hasn't done something like this. Let's do it. Let's make a pack. You know, you think of you know, like certain packs that Nike has done in the past, right? And when you look at this pack, it's like, wow, man, like those colors, with the exception of the white, to be honest, but that black, even that black, yo, I listen. I remember I was at a Target one day, and I saw this guy, man, and he had the black pair, and I was geeked. I was like, wow, that black pair looks very nice. And it shows you the capability of what New Balance could do. That they don't really need anybody. You know, another colorway. I mean, the gray, green, and maroon colorway. And what was that? A 990, or 998. But I mean that shoe, that's a sought after shoe too. You know, and the resale is not that crazy, but you know, you could kind of see where that protective pack, at one point it was like very low. Everybody was able to obtain it. Now all of a sudden that's, you know, the price went from here to like now up here. You know, it goes to show you what New Balance could do. It goes to show you the power of New Balance. New Balance is here to stay. I know next, I'm gonna tell you something, man, and I'm gonna end my video with this, okay? The doors at New Balance, and I need somebody at New Balance to hear me, okay? I need somebody at New Balance to be able to hear what I'm saying. The doors at New Balance needs to open up for Sean Wotherspoon. I'm voting Sean Witherspoon. Listen, I'm a summons Sean Witherspoon for New Balance next year. Sean Witherspoon eats and breathes vintage. He knows. He understands colors. He understands material. You saw what he did at Nike. You saw what he did at Asics. You know, it's he and that 97, I mean, just think about that. You know, and this is why, like, I think that Nike is having like such a hard time, is because, you know, the best runner that you would have wanted back then, if that shoe was to retro right now, nobody would care. You know, the proof was in the pudding when the Bacons, like, when those Bacons came out, like, nobody gave a fuck. Like, it was just beyond easy to get, you know? You know, so it was an era where Nike had like the running shoe game on top, but it's like now, no. I mean, when was the last time that anybody voted for any type of fucking like Air Max, right? But Sean Witherspoon, he still I think that he proved his point at Nike, but I think that Nike is way too big for him. And I think that he needs to go to a place where um he needs to blossom, and he needs to just create and just work and work and work. And I'm telling you, New Balance is that place. New Balance is. I'm calling Sean Witherspoon, and guess what? If Sean Witherspoon ends up coming to New Balance, you're gonna come back to this video. You're gonna say, "Damn, dog, you was right," because that's the only thing that's gonna like. That's all they need. But that pack kind of shows you that they could stand with the masses. You know what I'm saying? They could stand with the greatest. They could stand with the greatest. They don't, they could do things that is as good as the collaborators, and it still be fire neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I have that shoe at number one. And like I said, it was it was it was either Bodega number one and that pack at number two. But the way that I see it, it's like, damn, yo, they executed that shoe so crazy without anybody to collab with. So that's the reason why I have it at number one. Okay? So let me know what you think about this list. I know that the video is kind of long, but what you gonna do, right? Um I hope, man, that everybody has an amazing New Year's. And till next time, peace out.